good, Commanders fans, and happy OTA Week 2 day. So I just want to talk about some of the things that we did hear about, and I got some videos that we got to see on social media. I'll be posting videos like I always do, playing while I talk. They didn't really give much today because it's OTAs. Of course, Marshawn Lattimore was not there. Laramie Tunsil not there. Terry McLaurin not there. Javon Kinlaw was not there. Michael Gallup did not participate in practice. And from some other notes I saw, Jacob Kinlaw, Eddie Goldman did not practice today. I'm not sure if Dorrance Armstrong practiced or participated or not. They did not say, but those are the guys that did not participate. And the three guys that were not there last week were not there again. You guys know how I feel about the situation. Terry McLaurin, I'm not concerned at all. Marshawn, I am a little concerned. And Laramie Tunsil, this is what he does. This is what Marshawn does too, but just since Marshawn did not play consistently well, and we know it's because of the chronic hamstring injury. I don't know if all of it was because of the chronic hamstring injury, but I just felt like he should have been there with a new team. Just got traded, didn't, like I said, gave up that big 4th-and-1 play in the NFC Championship game, was inconsistent against Mike Evans in the wild card game, and then was inconsistent against A.J. Brown when we beat the Eagles at home. So I just feel like he should have been there with his new team, especially not after having a great season. That's just my opinion. And being in front of the team doctors, has the hamstring fully healed? Yeah, there's a big question mark too. So it will. I mean, we don't play a game until September, and then the preseason in August. I doubt he plays a preseason. But training camp, how does he look in training camp and mandatory minicamp next week, which he has to be there or he will be fined. And I know he doesn't want to be fined. All right. Quan Martin. So Joe Witt Jr. had good things to say about him. We know he had the shoulder surgery last year, 2 shoulder surgeries. And Joe Witt Jr.'s quote said, "Quan can be one of the best safeties in this league. That's the standard I'm holding to." So there was a lot of praise for Quan Martin as well. Also, I want to say Major Daron Payne praise is from Nikki Javala, from Dan Quinn. Literally today I said to him, "Man, I've been really impressed by your offseason." So Daron Payne, it's almost a contract year for Daron Payne. We saw what happened to Jonathan Allen last year. So he saw that. Everybody saw that. He knows that could be him next. He could be released if he does not play up to expectations. If he does not dominate or have another Pro Bowl season, he could be the next Alabama guy that is gone, or the next first-round pick that was here from that Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen front four. He is the last one standing. He is one of the last Redskins on the team. I think it's him and Terry and Tressway. They're the last 3 Redskins on this roster that are still here. So, I mean, for him to make it that far is a pretty darn good thing, but he knows the clock is ticking if he doesn't show up. This is my kids going crazy upstairs. But he knows the clock is ticking if he does not show up this year. So this is a year where, hey, they could have a potential out and release him or trade him at the trade deadline if he's not playing up to expectations. Let me see, what else did Joe Witt Jr. say? He said he's been really pleased with his work and approach, talking about Daron Payne. Knows that Daron Payne leads by example and is establishing a strong one as well. Dan Quinn on Daron Payne as well said, once that fire is lit, you got to hit it. He looks excellent. So nothing but, they were ranting and raving about Daron Payne today. They had nothing but good things to say about Daron Payne. So that's really, really, really good to hear. Also, Joe Witt Jr. said they've been in communication with cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. We'll see where he is when he gets here. That's what Joe Witt Jr. said about Marshawn Lattimore. So it is what it is on that point. Like I said, I won't talk about Marshawn Lattimore at all for the rest of the video, really. I'll try my best not to, but we'll just wait and see how he performs in mandatory minicamp and how he really performs in the season coming up. Joe Witt Jr. also said Quan Martin stepping and taking a leadership role in terms of communication. He thinks Quan Martin has the potential to be one of the better safeties in the league. Quan Martin had that big pick 6. He had the pick against the Atlanta Falcons. He had 3 forced fumbles on the season. So he had a solid season, man. I thought he had a good season in coverage. And there's a clip of him doing a peanut punch in drills today too. So I'm a big fan of Quan Martin, man. I thought he had a good rookie season, and I thought he had a solid sophomore season as well. And he will go down in history for that pick 6 against the Lions forever and ever and ever. Joe Witt Jr. or Jeremy Reese said he's our special teams ace, but I have to find a role for him on defense because he just makes plays. So I love to hear that about Jeremy Reeves. He also said that Trey Amos is ahead of the curve. And let's see here. Oh, Jordan McGee. He said they want to get more 3 linebacker packages versus nickel to shore up the run. Shore versus the run. He's had great call command and he's learned a lot from Bobby Wagner. So that's really good to hear from Jordan McGee this year. Jordan McGee was playing with the ones last year, but he just had an injury in preseason, and he had a tough time staying healthy, so he was really primarily a special teams guy. So that would be great to help us slow down the run game, having 3 linebackers. Of course, you can't do that a lot, especially in today's NFL. Is pass happy. But last year, a lot of teams were running the football. Like, you got to play Saquon Barkley twice. You got to go against the tush push. The Giants, they have Tyrone Tracy. The Cowboys, their run game is kind of iffy. It's a committee again. But we got to go with Josh Jacobs with the Packers on Thursday Night Football. So there's a couple really, really good run. Ashton Genty with the Raiders. So there's going to be some times where we really got to put 3 linebackers out there. You know, Bobby, Frankie, and Jordan McGee out there. And Jordan McGee has athleticism out there too. Washington Wizards coach Brian Keefe was there. So maybe Brian Keefe can learn from Dan Quinn and Adam Peters and whatnot. I mean, there's just really not much you can do with just the roster that the Wizards have. They're just not there yet roster-wise. And they missed out on the lottery. We didn't get a top 3 pick, so the Wizards just have a long way to go. But it's good to see another DC coach out there and just, you know, guys, you know, sharing ideas or just chopping it up and stuff like that. So that's always good to see that, you know. So good to see Brian Keefe at practice there, whatever he was there for to do and learn. So we're going to have joint practices against the Patriots and the Ravens. I think we already knew that, but that was confirmed today by Dan Quinn. So the one against the Ravens is going to be in Ashburn, though. So that's when I definitely will try my best. If they do allow media there, I will do, and fans, I will do my best to go to that. That would be a lot of fun. Because I went to the one in Baltimore that we had with Sam Howell, and but I would love to see, you know, Jayden and the guys do a joint practice against the Ravens. That would be a lot of fun. Let's see here. So that's really it for the press conference stuff. Joey Jr. said he believes they can move Javon Kinlaw up and down the line of scrimmage. So that's good to hear, even though Javon Kinlaw was not there today. He'll be tough for tight ends to block when outside. So Javon Kinlaw will be that elephant end, interior defensive lineman, and then also a defensive end. They'll use him all around, which is great to hear on that. All right, so let's go by some of the play-by-play. So I'm going to talk about what Rick Snyder had to say. So Rick Snyder said that Jayden completed a lot of passes. That's not a surprise. He hit one to Chris Moore down the field, which is good to hear. And then he also hit a nice pass to Noah Brown where Noah Brown fell down and almost ran into the goalpost or fell into the goalpost. So good to see that Noah Brown is back, man. He is going to have a good amount of catches this year. So, I mean, he was on pace to have 700 yards last year. And he was Jayden's number 2 target. Like of course, he had the Hail Mary. But Jayden definitely locked into Noah Brown a lot. We were like, man, throw the ball to Terry. And Jayden just kept looking at Noah. So, like, if he felt that Terry was doubled or bracketed, he would always just go straight to Noah Brown for the most part. But this year, he's going to be going to Debo, and then probably to Noah. And then after that, you know, you got Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, guys like that. Michael Gallup, I don't really see him making the roster, but you got Ja'Cory Brooks too. But the point is that, man, like, you had Noah Brown was your number 2 last year, and now he's most likely going to be your 3rd option. But him as a 3rd option, in my opinion, is the perfect spot for Noah Brown. Noah Brown should still give you 500 to 600 to possibly 700 yards on the season. Then you got Debo that can give you 800 receiving yards, and Terry is automatic 1,000. So he has 3 legitimate receivers that can get open and make something shake and make something happen. And Noah Brown was really good at forcing pass interferences last year too. So it's just good to have a big target like Noah Brown back and healthy this year. Sam Hartman had a nice pass to Debo where Debo picked the ball out of the air per Rick Snyder. Marcus Mariota threw a nice pass to Ja'Cory Brooks. It was a home run pass. So Ja'Cory Brooks making some noise again. The guy out of Louisville, the UDFA, who went to Alabama and transferred to Louisville. Sam Hartman threw an interception per Craig Hoffman. Jayden threw a million touchdown passes and red zone drills per Craig Hoffman as well, which is good to hear. Jayden doing that. You know what Jayden did to the Dolphins in that joint practice last year where he just kept throwing touchdowns over and over and over and over again in the red zone. So that's good to hear that, even though it's just OTAs. And then looking at Zach Selby's notebook, he said that Debo Samuel made a nice contested grab against Noah I during red zone drills. And Brandon Coleman did line up at left guard today, which most likely that will be the rotation or the lineup for the offensive line. Biotis is going to be a starting center. Right tackle, most likely Josh Connerly. Right guard, Sam Cosmi when he comes back healthy. Left guard, Brandon Coleman. Left tackle, Laramie Tunsil. So that's what I think the starting fully healthy lineup is going to be. Now, before Sam Cosmi gets back, I think at right guard they'll have maybe Wiley, and then right tackle Connerly. I think that will be the lineup. Allegretti will be your rotational backup. Nate Herbig backup. Trent Scott backup. Guys like that will be your backups. Chris Moore beat Trey Amos on that pass. So that's the pass from Jayden Daniels. And he beat Trey Amos on that play. Let's see what else here that happened. Brandon Coleman, I already talked about him. And like I said, not much today, man. It's OTAs. It's OTAs. So that's really it for the most part. Like I said, but Sam Hartman threw a pick, and Sam Hartman threw a nice pass to Debo as well. Marcus Mariota threw a nice pass to Corey Brooks. So everybody made plays today. Everybody made plays. So it sounded like it was a positive, upbeat practice today. That's all you want to hear in June. Everybody staying healthy. Everybody doing the right thing. Different things like that. So nothing but positive vibes, positive energy, especially coming off excellent season that we just had. And that's what you expect to hear in OTA. So we'll see the guys that are going to show up. I'm excited to see Marshawn Lattimore be there next week. Guys returning kicks: Jalen Lane, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson was returning kicks today. Debo Samuel's returning kicks. Kaz Allen, Demetric Felton, KJ Osborne, and Ja'Cory Brooks and Noah I were returning kicks. But we know those guys. The punt returns are going to be Jalen Lane. I think Jalen Lane may return kicks too. Austin Eckler's not going to return kicks anymore because of the concussion concerns. And B-Rob's not going to return kicks. We know that for a fact. Debo might. I highly doubt he will, though. Kaz Allen's going to be on the practice squad or released. Demetric Felton, most likely practice squad. KJ Osborne, practice squad or released. And Ja'Cory Brooks will be on the practice squad or on the roster. No eye on the roster, too. So, all right, you guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. As always, Healthy Commanders. Peace. I also forgot to say that Candace Wall Sports, she said that Cleveland Farrell has caught her attention a few times coming off the edge at OTAs. So, I personally, Cleveland Farrell, I think he is who he is at this point in his career. Maybe he could be the next Dante Fowler where he comes in and gets a bunch of sacks, but he's never really shown that in his career. But as long as he's consistent and slows down the run game and gets, 2, 3, 4, 5 sacks in the season, I think I'll be pretty happy with that from Cleveland Farrell. So I wouldn't buy a lot of stock into Cleveland Farrell, but that's what she's seeing right now. So we'll see how Cleveland Farrell performs this season. So, all right, you guys, have a great one. Healthy Commanders. Peace.